video. And this time we're going to be talking about our best advice, top 5 advice for someone wanting to take friends on a group trip or to lead any kind of a group trip. And so with us today, we've got Audrey.
Hello.
And we've got Leslie.
Hi.
So if y'all don't mind, I'm going to lead us off.
Cool.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you are dealing with a group trip, one thing you got to deal with is that different people will be having to pay money. And money will be due at certain times. So my number one advice to you is build in extra time. If the payment is due on the 20th of the month, tell them it's due on the 7th. Give yourself some time built in there, because there will be all kinds of issues come up, and people say, oh, I can't pay for it until Friday. Build in extra time for those payments. What do you have for your number
My
5?
first one is does...
First or 5th?
Fifth, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. First in my mind, fifth
Yes.
on the list.
Gotcha.
Can everyone get a passport, or do they have a passport? Because if you're kind of contemplating where you're going to go, what you're going to suggest for the group, having an idea of destination in mind, which is, trying not to lead into another one, but can you get a passport is my number one thing, because that will limit where we can even look, where you can go, where you're even going to suggest for the group.
That's a great one, and that one I didn't even think about that one, but 100% right. And so if your friend you have to have on the trip can't get a passport, it's not a killer. You can do Hawaii, you can do
Other things.
San Juan, St. Thomas, those type things. Very
Yes.
good. What's number 5 on your list?
So my number 5 kind of piggybacks on yours, is try to room with someone that you know, because when you are dealing with those payments, essentially you're kind of paying for an apartment with 2 people. If that person drops out on you, you're going to have to cover that difference. So it's really important to try and room with someone that you trust, room with someone that you can, that is accountable, and it just makes the process a lot easier if changes do need to be made.
Man, you just said that, and that reminded me of what one of my very important ones was, and I put the list together, and I didn't put it on there. So I'm going to reshuffle this around a little bit. What's your number 4?
So my number 4 kind of leads in with the passport. It's have a destination in mind. So not only is a passport helpful to narrow down those destinations, but if everyone has a passport and you want to go international, well, it's a big world out there. Pretty much everywhere outside the U.S. you need a passport. So maybe have a destination in mind. Do you want something tropical? Do you want something beachy? Is this an active group trip? Is it a relaxing group trip? Having those little key factors of what you want out of this trip will be it'll make it easier to narrow down the destination that we look at.
Great. What's your number 4?
My number 4 kind of piggybacks on Leslie's is designate one group leader. It makes everything so much easier. If you're asking the opinion of all of your friends, you're going to get the opinion of all of your friends. And it's going to be really difficult to decide what destination you want, how long you want to go, the dates that you want to go. So having one person in charge definitely takes some of that stress off of juggling everyone's opinions. Have one person to make those executive decisions. At the end of the day, this is where we're going. These are the dates. Done. If you can go, we'd love to have you.
Good. My number 4 is going to be try to have empathy and see things from the point of view of the vendor. The vendor being either the cruise line, the resort, those type things. A lot of times we'll hear people come to us and say, well, what are they going to give me? Because we're going to fill 10 rooms, 20 rooms. The point of view from the vendor is they're likely going to fill those rooms anyway. So dealing with a group can be easier for them somewhat, but not enough for them to, throw in the farm because of it, because they're probably going to fill at least a chunk of those rooms anyway. And that also goes for things like when we send people to an all-inclusive resort with a group, sometimes they're wanting the resort to kind of bend over backwards and host a private dinner for them, and their thought is, we're buying the food anyway, it's all-inclusive, but the manpower. So there is extra charge for the manpower. So understand from the vendor's kind of point of view is that if they are pulling staff away from their regular operations to do things for you, there will be extra charges, and it's just, see it from their point. Number 3, I think, is you going to lead us off. Number 3.
Yes. So for number 3, I want to talk about the budget, because, again, when you're dealing with a group, you have lots of different incomes, lots of different comfort levels, and really trying to find that balance, because some of those people in the group may want the nicest resort and others may be on a tighter budget. So trying to find that middle ground and just saying, okay, this is what we're okay with. Those who want to upgrade their room because they have a larger budget can do that. Those on a tighter budget can go for the minimum amount of nights and still have a great experience. So our biggest goal with groups is to make sure that everyone in the group is happy. The quality of the resort is great. So being a little bit more flexible with the budget is definitely something that you want to keep in mind, because if there's one person who's like, well, I can only do it if it's X amount of money, and that's the lowest end of the budget, a lot of times that person doesn't end up going anyway, and everyone else is stuck with a resort that they're not super happy with. So just be flexible with the budget and what your group can do.
Absolutely. So if you are, for my number 3, if you are the group leader, so you're going to be dealing with different people who are going to this trip with you, over communicate. Communicate, communicate, communicate. You'd rather have a complaint saying that I'm hearing from you too much than you never told me XYZ. Keep them in the loop. If you're waiting to hear back from the travel agency, you're waiting to hear back from the resort, from the cruise line, keep everybody up to date on what's happening. They will really appreciate it. No one likes being left in the dark. So over communicate.
Yes.
What's your number 3?
So my number 3 is a little twofold. It kind of goes back to what Audrey said with budget, but also have not specific dates necessarily if you're a little flexible, but have dates in mind. Because traveling in March is going to be much more expensive than traveling, say, in September. There's more people traveling in March, so if your dates are flexible, maybe having a couple of ones to consider, but also checking with the group, because I guarantee if you say, I can travel all of July, for every person attending, that's probably not true. So at least if you don't have dates, how many nights do you want to go? 4 nights, 5 nights? And that kind of ties in with budget, like Audrey said, because maybe you have the highest budget in the world. So maybe you pick a resort that will accommodate the lowest budget, and then you upgrade your room. So now you're accommodating both budgets. So just having the dates that may lead into the budget kind of in mind. To me, they go together. So that's why I put them both.
I agree. We're going number 2 now. My number 2, and so this is touching on what y'all already talked about, so I'm making mine a twofer. I'm going to bring in the thing that I forgot to put on my list, so I think it's so important. If there's someone that you don't care for in the United States, don't invite them on your group. You're really not going to like them traveling with them. No point thinking that, well, this will be a great experience for us to bond and get to know each other better, and we'll end up liking each other if we travel together. No, you won't. You don't like it either, it makes it worse. So to that point, what they've been talking about also is don't try to please everyone with date, destination, length of stay, budget. Maybe you get a feel for it, but pick something and stick with it. You will never please everyone. So pick it, stick with it, and you certainly won't please the person you don't like, so don't invite them on your group. What's your number 2?
My number 2 is the room assignment. So like Audrey said, when it comes time for final payment, if the person you've roomed with is no longer going, well, now you're stuck trying to have someone fill that space, or you're going to have to take care of the person not going. But also when it comes time for the deposit, if you are ready for your deposit, you're ready to go, but your roommate isn't going to be ready for a month from now, pricing is probably going to change between the time you want to put down your deposit and the time they want to put down theirs. So when you are rooming with somebody, know who that is, but also be ready at the same time to put that deposit down. And then know that that person is going to be going in case an emergency comes, of course. I understand things come up, but know that you guys are both responsible for each other on this trip. So just in your mind, knowing who you're going with and rooming with.
Well, and that kind of gets what Audrey was saying.
Yeah.
We see it so often. If people start having trouble getting the deposit together, they'll probably have trouble getting the final payment. So red flag. If your roommate is having trouble coming up with the deposit, you may have a problem on final payment time.
Right.
Yes, so my number 2,
Yes.
I had a hard time deciding between my number 2 and number 1, which one was going to go where, but I think this is a good place for it to kind of piggyback on the deposit, is get the insurance. No matter how much you love the person that you're traveling with, things happen, cars break down, weather messes with house. I mean, just life happens, and it doesn't matter if this is your soul sister, you've been friends since you were 5, something happens and they can't make those payments, you don't have insurance, you're out your money, and it just makes things so difficult. So always get the insurance. It usually doesn't change the deposit very much, and it's just so much better to have it and not need it than to not have it and need it later on.
Peace of mind.
Didn't make my list, should have been on the list, didn't make it. I messed up. No, I think you lead us up for number 1, please.
All right, number 1, ultimately, you came to us for a reason, so trust what we are telling you. If you give me all the specifics of your trip, tropical, beachy, budget, dates, destination, I'm going to suggest the best things that I know that come to mind for what you want. based on my experience, my colleagues' experience. So if you come to us, trust what we are saying, where we are telling you you should go. Because ultimately, if you give me everything you need and these are my top 5 picks, and you take it to the group and one person had a bad experience, 9 other people aren't familiar with it, they're gonna get in your head. So just remember, you came here for a reason. We are your advocate. We're gonna take care of you and your group members. So trust what we are saying.
It is shocking to me how often it happens that someone will come to my advisors and my advisor will say, you need to go either here or here. And they go, we want to go to this one. My advisor goes, you don't want to do that one. They go, we're going to this one. They go to that one, don't like it, and complain to me about my advisor. And we go, we didn't say you to go there. You went against our advice to go there. So anyway, they know what they're doing. What's your number one?
My number one is to work with a group specialist. Because not only do we know what resorts are great for groups, I mean, everyone knows someone who's been somewhere. And that specific resort that your friend is suggesting may be great for a weekend getaway. They may not be great at handling groups. They may not have the staffing for it. It's something that they don't do on a daily basis. So it's really important that you're working with an advisor that does do groups often, who knows what resorts can handle your group. If you want to set up a private dinner, they can help you with that. If you want to do a girls' spa day, we can help you with that as well. So work with someone who knows what they're doing, because there are a ton of options out there, as we all know. Not all of them are going to fit what you're looking for, and that's what we're here for. So trust us.
Absolutely.
We want to make it great. We want you to be happy.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
And we don't compare lists before we do this. My number one was use a group specialist. And so the thing is that you hear these guys talking about, I've seen this is what happens, here are problems you have. They've done it many, many, many times. So they have experience. They know what can go right, what can go wrong, and they will lead you well. So that is mine. So thank y'all very much for doing this, and thank y'all for watching, and go on a group trip.